Oh, hello there. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ronnie Baghead. As always, yes, I'm back. Happy Tuesday, or whatever day you're happening to be watching this. But I'm back, and today is the day. Today is the day. Oh yeah, no, good question from Akira Drift. I'm curious about one thing: is if you make your mask yourself. Yeah. Primarily, I do have someone help out with sewing at times. I used to sew more myself, but my arm ain't what it used to be, so I usually have to have some help. But yeah, nah, it's just me in my room making masks. Nah, I love it. I love it. But yeah, today we should be finishing. No, we are. We're gonna finish Bully for the PlayStation 2. This has been a really enjoyable playthrough. It is great coming back to this game, actually finishing it this time, because I realized I did not get very far in the game back in 2009. And then we're going to add it to my PlayStation 2 tier list, which we're really going to have to ruminate on, because we'll get to that. But also, so what we'll do, this will always be the case with the PlayStation 2 tier list stuff. At the end of a playthrough, we are going to load up the wheel that has every unplayed PS2 game that I intend on ranking. And to be clear, sometimes games do get added to that list. So, but I'm trying to keep it from ever expanding, because there are there are something like 40,000 games on the PlayStation 2, if you count like all regions and like multiple releases of some games. It gets very confusing. But we'll look at that at the end. But I do want to do a quick short shout out. Flame Wheel, who's a recent follow on Twitch here, was very generous. Hang on, let me see if I can actually show this. Let me just make sure there's nothing. Okay, yeah. That shouldn't show anything. So I'm going to quickly swap over here. There we go. I want to thank Flame Wheel for contributing to one of my throne goals. Specifically, this one's a real pie in the sky goal. This is one that who knows if I ever will hit it. But I've got a very generous donation. It's with no turning back now. This is inevitably these Sinden light guns. It is for a stream thing. There's a lot of light gun stuff I do want to showcase. Though primarily I need to get a hold of a CRT that I can put on my desk here for a lot of the ones I want to show. But these will be great for showing all the ones that run on like bespoke arcade hardware that didn't get home ports, or the home ports suck. And a lot of the like Techno Parrot PC based ones as well. Like if I want to play all the Time Crisis games, PC is the only option for at least two of them. Because Time Crisis 1, the arcade version is the version I would rather play. Though I would showcase the PS1 version to show the extra campaign. But Time Crisis 5 there's no home version. Plus some stuff like Arcade House of the Dead 1, because I've never actually played Arcade House of the Dead 1, stuff like that. But still, thank you much for this. Very generous donation. Still, who knows? It could take years to hit this goal, and I'm fine with that. But still, this means a lot that people want to support the weird ass streaming that goes on here. But for now, we're gonna get back into the game. Now, I do need to check some audio level stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna somewhere around there. Oh, Akira Jeff asks, what's your big inspirations, designs for the masks? So movie number 9, I don't think I've heard of. But definitely Batman Scarecrow. There's definitely Batman Scarecrow influence. But very much what started this all off was Dr. Salvador from Resident Evil 4, which is the chainsaw enemies. Both him and... oh, this might still be a bit too loud. Both him and Dr. Faust, or just Faust, I think he just refers to as, from Guilty Gear series. Oh. It's already popping off. Okay. Oh, okay, I got quite far to go. Okay, let's just take the bus stop. There we go. Those are the primary inspirations, but also some ideas just kind of come to me, and I don't know why. I do want to do like a full breakdown one day, but I need to... I have like a 2.0 version of this one in mind to kind of fix up some stuff and even potentially improve, like add features. Hang on, where am I going? Okay. But there's a bit of like a gas mask vibe that I wanted to go with, hence the eyes. Oh, yes, I know the character from Lethal League Blaze. Yeah, he's cool. I actually have like a... I should maybe make it into like a Google Doc or something, but I have a log that has all the time a video game has had a bag-headed character. It's like Dust or something his name is, right? It's like Dustin something else? I forget. Okay, so... just for reference here, we are in like the final probably 2 hours in terms of story content here. All the classes, all done, 100%. We're not going to go for 100% on everything because that's going to take a long time. And there might even be some stuff that I won't be able to do that for, like the yearbook. We probably are going to do some extra stuff. Oh. Did that cop try and take a swing at me? Okay. We'll watch the cutscene here, but this is a mission that I failed last time. Heck, I'm almost tempted to do like a full stream where we just talk about different video game bagheads. But some of them I'm not that familiar with. And some of them I needed like vet really good pictures and things like that.
Yeah, it was you, creep. What
there we go.
Don't play innocent with us. I tried that when Father caught me with Nanny. He gave me a good thrashing, and I've got half a mind to give you one.
Hey, look, just get to the point.
I love this fucking outfit.
Our boxing
It's so goofy.
They were heirlooms.
Well, it wasn't me, rich boy, so relax.
Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it?
I bet it was those grease balls.
Yeah, I didn't break your trophy case, see?
So much for peace in our time, Popper. Just great.
Let's get them.
Yes, it's time to teach those poor, disrespectful scum a lesson.
Wait, relax. Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe it was someone else.
Nobody hates us, apart from them.
Oh yeah, they do. Everyone hates you. You're all awful.
Oh, la-dee-da. Now he tells us. You are pathetic, Hopkins. You're not a leader. Out of my way. Come on, men. Let's go.
Okay.
It's war.
Hold on. Wait here. I'll go get your trophy back from those grease balls. Oh, man.
Poor Jimmy. Yeah, wannabe Mafia member. Like, a very specific era of Mafia, though. Oh. Come on, game. It maybe seems like a weird thing to be hung up on. But the frame rate in places, like the overall performance and how much it can chug, really is the main factor that I'm not sure where I'm going to rank this game, because it's bad enough in places that I feel like it knocks it down a tier. But at the same time, the actual game itself is so good that I kind of want to give it a pass. And I don't think it's ever gotten to unplayable state. It got close, but it's never gotten unplayable. And I don't think it's so bad that I would say only play like the Scholarship Edition. Yes, we are playing on actual PlayStation 2. It's back here. It's not my original PlayStation 2, but it is a PlayStation 2. Though I'm not running off discs. I use Open PS2 Loader, and the main reason there is because so I can run NTSC versions. Because most PAL releases did not have the full 60 Hz frame rate support, so that means you were getting the game running at a low frame rate. In some cases, they would also be running at a lower speed. And though the resolution... Oh, you know what?
Hello.
Everyone thinks I hate everybody, but I like you.
I think we're alone now.
Come on, baby.
I need a health boost. Though PAL signal on PlayStation is a higher resolution, it's 576 interlaced.
Wow, Jimmy, you're so...
The image shape is a little different. It's like a slightly... Oh, someone just stole my fucking scooter. Oh, man. Okay, where's the nearest bike shed? Yeah, take this, greasers. Go hang out with John Travolta.
Johnny's waiting for me. Bye.
Oh, wait, no. I'm Johnny, this is Jimmy. We're two... you mean a different Johnny. There we go. Okay, let's check the map. Yeah. Okay, so this is a stealth mission that I screwed up because I guess I just misunderstood the objective last time. Now, my affinity's not high enough, and I'd have to look up on the guide I've got. Oh, we're not going this way. That train does move sometimes, but not right now. One of the townies here actually is kissable. Because they count as students, I believe. You wouldn't think they do, but from what I've looked up, like, you could take their pictures for the yearbook. I guess because they're, like, expelled students. One thing, I don't know if I'm going to stream it or what, but I actually did buy the Wii version of Scholarship Edition. I do eventually want to get a Xbox 360 copy of Scholarship Edition. But they did mess with the art style a bit in that version.
Get in there, you little sucker.
Very specifically, it has that early 7th gen... You'd see this a lot with, like, PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360 ports.
I can just imagine the look on their face when they get another crate of rats.
Am I supposed to go up here, actually?
All the little nerds running around screaming like girls.
Oh, let me actually see what the objective is. Oh, okay.
Hurry up. Can't be late for the party. Keep running, fool.
Oh, for fuck. Great.
This is fun. I need my
Okay.
Prepare to get your sack.
This is a mini Reannoy mission.
Mine now.
I'm gonna have to kick your butt now.
Oh.
You got nothing. Let's do this right. Quit now before I embarrass you more.
Okay, let me look at the marker here. Oh god, I gotta go all the way back to... Okay. A minute I didn't realise I had to take a picture. I probably don't need to go upstairs to take the picture. I can do it from the ground floor. Some missions, they're pretty good, and they'll actually give you checkpoint restarts. This one, I would have done checkpointing just because of the travel time. Like, having to go from the preppy district to the greaser district to the towny district. But yeah, a lot of, like, early PlayStation 2 / Xbox to Xbox 360 ports, they would put this... I don't know what the name of it is, but it was like a lighting thing you would see on models where it would... But it would end up making them look like they were really plasticky or like had a... or were like wrapped in saran wrap, cling film. It was really bizarre. Like this had it. I think the Xbox 360 version of Tony Hawk American Wasteland had it. And also just like a lot of early games on that console would have it. And just in general, that version has like quite a changed art style, and from what I've heard from most fans, it's not the preferred art style. Whereas the Wii version is the Scholarship Edition extras and this original art style, and I'm hoping a more stable frame rate. Though I do want to look at it just to kind of get a gist of what the controls feel like, because I know there is some... I don't think there's a controller option. You know, like plug in a GameCube controller and use that. But also, a lot of games that got like Wii ports that were like third-person shooters. In some cases, I'd say the Wii version's the better version. Scarface: The World Is Yours. I would actually say the Wii is probably the version to play outside of like the PC version and modding it. Because the PlayStation 2 version runs really rough. Probably as rough as this, if not worse. And like the shooting in that is pretty much exclusively lock-on, like auto-lock based. Oh. Whereas on Wii, the like cursor aiming is actually really good. Oh yeah, you got a lot of you know, because the PlayStation 3, that was I think in most places in the world that came out like it was either late 2005 or early 2006. There was a bit of a wait. Oh, my scooter fucking disappeared again. Okay. Luckily there's the bike sheds right here, but why does that keep happening? Oh yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted. What it was is that, you know, the original Xbox came out late 2001. And though it was a really cool console, and it does have like a special place in my heart, just for like how weird of a system it is in terms of like what games it got exclusively, the support from Japanese developers that Microsoft hasn't gotten since, that kind of stuff. But obviously Microsoft saw the writing on the wall that there wasn't any point like keeping that generation going on longer than it needed to. So they, you know, went to beat Sony to the punch, put the 360 out. So a lot of games that would have gotten like PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube ports would instead get these like enhanced HD versions. Like Burnout Revenge, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Bully Scholarship Edition. But the like new visuals was very hit and miss, because for some games they'd start messing with these like new shaders and lighting bins. And yeah, depending on the game or the way it was done, in some cases it looked, there's like, oh yeah, this version looks better, and in some cases like, no, this is just ugly. This is really...
Better hope you don't get rabies.
Okay, hopefully... Oh.
I can just imagine the look on their face when they
There we go.
afraid of rats. All the little nerds running around screaming like girls.
Heck, there were some more we were supposed to get that we didn't, I just mentioned it, Scarface The World Is Yours was meant to get a, yeah, let's go out this way. Was meant to get an Xbox 360 version, but it got cancelled for some reason. I think mainly because of the Activision buyout of Vivendi Interactive. Okay, where are we going? Alright, we're gonna have to hoof it. Oh no, there's my bike. Photograph the townies with the stolen trophies. This is probably the longest like stealth mission we've had in a while. Like that and the asylum one. Okay. There we go. Okay. They're making the missions a lot longer now. I guess because we're in that kind of like final bit of the game. I still haven't figured out if there's really any point to going for like all the graffiti marks, because they do seem to disappear over time. Cool. Oh, I'll take that though. But yeah, I did remind myself that though I did put it on my tier list, Scarface The World Is Yours, as like a, oh, this is a cool game, but I would say don't play the PS2 version. I do need to actually finish that game, but I don't think I could really stream it, because I think it, like, copyright-wise, it would be a nightmare, because that's all licensed music in that game. And in some cases, like, just straight up, here's footage from the movie. Like, at least the opening. After the opening, you're fine. But I bet the music, even the music from the movie soundtrack, I bet that's all a copyright issue. Heck, I've had some, no, it's not done anything. I've had some copyright flags for this because for some, I guess the original music for this is in, like, Twitch's copyright system. Oh, have you thought same playing new games at high spy in PS2 games? Oh, totally, yeah. And we have on occasions. I definitely want to play Crow Country and Signalis. In fact, I should make sure to add... So, on my Twitch page, I have a link to a Google Doc that has a list of games that... Mostly I plan to play, though some of them are on there as like, okay, these could potentially come up, but I'm, you know, I need to gauge fan interest and viewership interest. Signalis is already on there, but I need to add Crow Country. Crow Country looks really good. Okay, let me check the route here. Yeah, we'll go this way.
Wrong.
Whoops. There we go. Heck, one thing I've got to figure out, actually, after this stream... I tend to do, like, 2 playthroughs concurrently for stream. Though, you know, I'll make exceptions here and there. We're currently going through Resident Evil 0. I've actually got to figure out what the other game I want to stream is. Because we are finishing this tonight. And I don't think I'm going to go immediately to the next PlayStation 2 game.
Well, Hopper, what did you
But that might
find?
depend on what game we get.
Who took our trophies?
Don't tell me. It was the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, either it was the Tooth Fairy or the Grease Balls. I
Hell
wonder
yeah, it was
which
Dwayne The Rock
one.
Johnson
Trust
from the
fund
Tooth Fairy.
babies, it was neither. It was those townies.
Which townies?
The ones who hang out by the factory.
Them? Why would they steal our trophies? Don't talk crap, Hopkins.
I'm not. I've got a picture to prove it.
Why? They don't have any problems with us.
Yeah, poor kids just love rich kids who act like stuck-up jerks, don't they? Listen, you over-fortunate numbskull. They did everything. Put Johnny Vincent in the home, let the rats out of the library, everything, including your trophies.
Why?
Because I listened to Gary.
So it is your fault.
No, it was Gary's fault.
You, my friend, have got delusions of grandeur. Nobody
Fucking
cares
kids.
about you or Gary. You're
Fucking Gary.
ridiculous. Come on, Biff.
Oh yeah,
Let's
yeah,
make
newer
this
games
student
having like
school to
copyright-free
his pathetic
modes.
little fantasies.
It's nice, but it's also
Idiot, Hopkins.
I
kind of
got
speaks
a
to like the
You know
dystopian
what you can
nightmare
do
that
with that,
current copyright
don't
law
you?
is. That you can make original transformative content around a video game, and because they put licensed music in it, you can it can be a waste of your time. And mainly, my VOD channel is just for archival purposes. That's the main thing it's for. So as long as it's there and people can, you know, access them and watch them, that's the main thing I care about. Okay, so I won't be able to go to sleep yet. So I've got some time to kill. I think I might go and do one of the go-kart races. Because I really want to unlock the city races. Just to look at one at least. And like I said, because I'm ranking this game, I don't want to just beat it and that's it. I am trying to get like a good gist of the overall quality.
Well, I guess this is what they mean about the good life.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, speaking of that frame rate, I've said it before, but boy, it gets real rough here. Just it must just be like the NPC count and how much is going on here. Even though they, obviously they deload big parts of the town. Have to remind yourself though, this is quite a late game. This was 2006, so it was right around when the 7th generation consoles were kicking off. Like, who knows, the PS3 might have even been out. Anyway, to look at the tier list, there's a screenshot of it on my Twitter. But I do want to sort something out to make it easier to see, because I don't use Tier Maker because there's some limitations with the site that make add into an existing tier list you've already like put together really awkward. What I need to do basically is just recreate my tier list in a Google Doc, which I might start doing, but I got to look at how complicated it is to do. I wish I could pin multiple tweets on Twitter, because otherwise you have to search, and nowadays search functions are usually broken on that site. You know what I'll do in the meantime is I'll probably put a link on my Twitch page that's just like, oh, here's the latest tier list screenshot. Woo! Fucking Scott Steiner ass music. Oh. Fucking assholes. They rubber band like crazy in this mode. I've noticed it. I don't know if drafting's even a thing. But once you get so far ahead, I notice that they just... Yeah, they just gain a bit higher top speed than you. Alright. Final lap! That or, maybe I could just make a stream elements command that links to, like, the tweet and just update it when I post new pictures. It's up to you, Clarice. If you have time, you can go and find the tweet, but it was, you know, I don't blame you if you don't want to do that, because that is a lot of work. Hell yeah. But, you know, like I said, when we beat this game, we will look at it at the tier list. I've made, like, one slight correction since I did it last. Hang on. Might as well, while I'm here. Actually, don't know how many of these there are. I think this might be the last one, though. Looking at the... Whoa! I see. We're doing, like, every click of the skull, because this is the jocks now, so I bet this is, like... Because the townies, I imagine their race is not here. That is a thing to note about that copyright thing, is some companies do put their video game soundtracks into copyright systems as well. So there are some rare cases where it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is a song from the game. That will also screw you over. Not long ago we finished Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and at least 2 of the VODs on YouTube got flagged as having a melody from the game. And it's like, oh yeah, you can't monetize this because it has a melody from Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. So that's like Ubisoft consciously making a choice to make it harder for people who play that game to monetize it on YouTube if they like use too much of the soundtrack. Yeah. That's not as bad as when I was, my Dark Souls VODs were getting flagged because people who make covers have the melody in the copyright system. So if you play the original music, it flags that it's, oh, this is a melody taken from this cover. It's like, well, no, it's not taken from the cover. It's taken from the original. But my channel, you know, my VOD channel is so small, and I don't want to risk it getting shut down, because that's, again, that's an archive of all my streams. And in some cases, the VOD, like, I think most of my highlights are on Twitch, but there are a couple of cases where they're not, or a couple of the bully ones have had sections muted because of a song from this game, which again is a Rockstar song in most cases. But there you go.
Nice work, Jimmy.
Okay, is this race 5?
You have fun, you hear?
Okay, hopefully this is the last one. If this is not the last one, I'm just gonna sleep and do the next day. Okay, I think this is the greasers I'm racing against here. Oh, nice. One thing that is a tad annoying going back to specifically video games with driving mechanics on PlayStation 2 is having to use the pressure sensitive buttons to accelerate. You can death grip cramp your hand, especially if you have an older controller where it's not as sensitive on the input as it used to be. Like, there are a lot of racing games that are on PlayStation 2, but I would play it on the other consoles just to not deal with having to like push down on the X button so hard. In some cases, they let you use like the right analog stick as your accelerator and brake, which is nice alternative, but it never feels quite right to me. Like, I've tried Burnout that way and it doesn't feel right. But my original Xbox is still broken. I've got to fix that at some point. Got to like buy and flash a replacement drive and probably also get converter cables so I don't have to use like an old IED drive. That or just buy another Xbox original and hack that so I can run like NTSC versions of games again. It's weird sometimes the rubber banding is really strong and then there's moments like this where I'm like 2-3 seconds ahead. Out of curiosity, what made you choose the PS2 in particular? Mainly inspiration. When it comes to gaming, my older sisters... There we go. That unlocked the town races. So, though I mess with consoles like the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive and some other older ones, I didn't really do gaming as like my own thing, like own my own console until the PlayStation 1, but also I didn't get into that until quite late. And there's a lot, like way more PlayStation 1 games I've just like never played. But also, as much as I love the PlayStation 1, it is a hardware that has aged more poorly. Whereas the PlayStation 2 is probably like my fondest overall gaming memories. And it's a library that is also, in my opinion, holds up really well. There are obviously some games that use like older standards of control, or, you know, we've seen it a bit with this one where games wouldn't always prioritize frame rate, and it was a lot more forgivable at the time. Like, people would like, hey, if your graphics are good enough, your game could run at fucking 5 frames per second. But, you know, a lot of what I consider to be like standards that we still use today were established in this generation. And just because of like how well this console sold and how the reach that people had to develop on it, its library I think is like second to none. Like, there are some games that are like just as good or even better than some of the games on PlayStation 2, but just as an overall library, like, if you only had your PlayStation 2 as your only console ever, you could still have amazing gaming experiences that you couldn't have elsewhere. Like, if someone was like, oh, Desert Island, what video game console you're stuck with, but you can access any game you want, it would be PlayStation 2. It wouldn't be a newer console, even though there are some games on those newer consoles that I really like. Because, again, just the breadth and the quality overall. And, you know, this is also before an era where, like, patch culture made things worse, where, you know, monetization, some other stuff. Like, it's this thing where, as much as some things have improved and some stats improved, other things have gotten way worse. It's a shame. But yeah, so it's a bit of nostalgia and a bit of its like its place in the history of gaming. Okay. You know, I'm not sure if I saved, so I'm gonna go to the dorm and save there. And then we'll do the mission here. Oh yeah. That's the thing as well. It's like the PlayStation 2 was like one of the last consoles where you could. It was, you know, budgets weren't quite ballooned as much as they would start to balloon in like HD eras. And development, you know, you started needing like 3-5 times the amount of people and outsourcing to make assets and things like that. So you could get weird with it. So you would get a lot of just like weird games that you couldn't really do of this like this scale and budget. Obviously the indie scene has definitely picked up that mantle and, you know, love them for it. Like heck, maybe one day I will move on to another console in terms of like tier listing and playing games. But I've got literally almost 200 games on that unplayed wheel. So we'll be good for a while on that.
You're useless.
I do want to stream like a bit more often at some point. I stream like 3 times a week and I do want to up it to 4. I just got to figure out if I can make a better schedule for it, or if there are like better days and times that I should be streaming on for like the kind of audience I have. It's just random stuff I've been thinking about. Okay. I think this is a big turning point in the story
Now,
here.
I'm not one to give in to popular sentiment.
You can tell that by your clothes.
What?
I'm saying you dress great.
Irrelevant. As I said, I am not a people pleaser, but in your case, I'm going to make an exception.
An exception? Cool.
Yes, you are without a doubt the least popular boy in the school right now. Even that fat child who wets himself is more popular than you.
Oh, no.
Incidentally, it has also come to my attention that you are a filthy, dirty, foul-mouthed, awful little vandal.
Yeah, well, we already knew that.
Very droll. A comedian till the end. Well, you'll have to pursue your comedic talents elsewhere, boy. Bullworth is not for you.
I'm not the one who's funny. You know what's funny? You. You're a joke, you old creep. You and your stuck-up, lame-ass school with its bullies and sex-pest teachers. This place is a dump, and you're a big-nosed freak. This school rewards losers and bullies. I just stand up to them.
You painted obscene graffiti on the town hall, boy. I have it on good authority it was you.
Oh yeah? Then who squealed? Tell me that.
A commendable people did feel the need to tell me you were responsible
Who
for this
snitched?
outrage.
Gary Smith! Look, I may have painted a few jokes on the town hall, but that kid likes to torture people.
Gary Smith is the next head of this school. He's responsible, courteous, and not afraid of being an unpopular leader.
You are blind, old man, blind!
And you are leaving. I tried
Oh,
to
shit.
contact your mother, but she's still off on a cruise.
Oh,
But
Grimbeard.
today,
Yes, I've heard of
I will
him.
have to let you stay here in your room. But you may
I
not
know,
wear the
I've
school
been told to
uniform
look up
or
his stuff by a
attend
couple of
classes.
people.
You are leaving the academy to attend to your education.
I'll definitely check him
elsewhere.
out.
Now get out.
Hang out in
Whatever,
the
man.
Bad Game Hall of Fame Discord from time to time, and they talk about Grimbeard a lot. I've been expelled! Oh no.
Can't let anyone know I still do that. I mean,
Luckily, I've already passed on my classes, but still. Yeah, I really like the dialogue and characters in this.
Does your mother still choose your...
How am I getting a dress code violation if I'm being expelled? You guys are just being assholes.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing?
Terrible, everybody hates me.
Everybody might hate you, but everybody laughs at me.
Yeah, that's true. Those kids are jerks anyway, but I tried.
I know.
I mean, I tried to do the right thing, make people happy, stop all the fighting, make everyone calm down. Now everyone laughs at me. People used to be scared of me, and now I'm a joke.
It was Gary. It must have been.
I know, I can't deal with the fact that that kid beat me.
Well, it ain't over yet. God, one minor setback and you're acting like a baby. You're pathetic.
I've been expelled. They're just waiting for my mother to come back from her 58th honeymoon, then I'm out of here. How was that a minor setback?
Losers! Oh, shut up, you fat dork.
Whatever. You and your has-been friend don't scare me.
See? Even a dork like that laughs at me.
We gotta prove Gary
He's
was
toughen up,
behind
that
it.
kid.
We don't even know if it was Gary. All we know is Townie kids beat up a bunch of Bullworth kids. I mean, I don't even care anymore.
Well, we've gotta find out what's going on. Come on.
Okay, but if we're gonna take on those Townies, we're gonna need a bunch of backup. Someone big who doesn't hate me yet.
We'll
Russell!
be at his house at Old Bullworth Vale.
Hell yeah. Russell's a real one.
I'll be a virgin until I die.
Oh. Well. Oh, there's my scooter. Oh. Hey, thank you for the follow. Echo Drift. My boy Faust appreciates it. I do need to make a couple more of those alerts. I only have one Faust one. Doot, doot, doot. It's nice you can travel so quickly from the town to the school. It would be nice if they gave you the option to do it in reverse, though. But it is quite a condensed area, so it's not that big of a deal. Would be nice, though. Especially how bad... Whoops. I actually did not mean to do that. I know it looked like it, but it was legitimately a misinput on my part there. Oh, hang on. I'm actually going the right way. Let's see. I think I need to go up the hill first. I do really like this town. It's funny because of how much a lot of open world games and modern day Grand Theft Auto is guilty of this as well, where size is kind of the priority. Because honestly, this area has so much charm to it, and it's actually, you know, very small compared to like where open world games have kind of got at this point.
Russell, I need your help to bust into the Dropouts' hideout.
Oh, hell yeah.
Only if Russell gets to destroy.
Oh, okay, we'll use this screw instead. Do 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 do. A similar, you know, like, I figured this era, and obviously you got a lot of, like, GTA likes, or just, like, open world kind of action-adventure games. And and it just reminded me of, I was talking about map size, and I just reminded myself of the two True Crime games that have, I think from what I understand, like, ridiculously big. They might be, in terms of open world games that have driving on PlayStation 2, they might be the biggest. Like, the maps are ridiculously huge, especially for, like, how little content there is that's, like, tied to specific locations. From what I remember, most of the content is kind of just dynamic. Oh, yeah, like, crimes will randomly happen in certain areas, that kind of thing. I don't think there's any collectibles or specific, like, submissions in certain areas and race or anything like that. But again, it's been a very long time since I've, like, played True Crime, Streets of LA all the way through. I remember really liking it, but I do wonder if that game actually does hold up or not.
Damn! They're locked!
Oh, shit! Russell, you beast!
Oh, that's gotta hurt!
Boom!
Oh, he's okay.
Uh-oh, this doesn't look so good.
Did Did Russell chase that police car away?
What do you think you're doing?
What do you mean?
Smashing into our barricade like that? Completely out of control. Are you crazy?
I've got to talk to that Edgar kid.
I don't think he wants to talk to you. And you can't get in while the power is out anyways.
Oh, you gotta go now? Oh, you gotta go upload to... Yeah, that's okay. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Hope you had a good time, and yeah, to catch you another time as well. You know what, let me check something quick.
God, I'm nothing to do around here but fight and get in trouble.
Whoops. Do. Ow.
You sorry now?
There we go. Okay. Oh. There we go.
This is gonna be good. Let's do this. Don't lie there and cry like a girl.
legs.
Alright. Okay, here we go. I'm really curious to check out, I've only loaded it up just to get an idea of what it's like, but the Warriors... The Warriors is like almost exclusively a beat 'em up. Let's look. Okay.
We gotta go through the Red Star building. This gate is controlled by an electronic security switch. I think it's in the office.
Oh, okay. One game I have, it was just randomly. Sometimes games I load up like in my own time to figure like, oh, okay, is this a game I do want to stream? Is this a game I want to put on the tier list, stuff like that. I want to replay the first Getaway game, even though I've already like ranked it on the tier list. I do want to like revisit it. And when I only like did like a couple missions just to kind of get the gist of it, I always forget that that game came out in 2002. Because it feels like a late generation PlayStation 2 game, but it's not. Like it's a year after Grand Theft Auto 3. And
We gotta cut through the train yards.
a bit before Vice City even, I think. And granted, it's open world is not so much like an activity hub area. It's more of just like, hey, it's the setting of the game, and it's a place you can drive around, and it's more about how realistic it is. But just like the graphic and the style that game's going for, I like every time I look up that game came out in 2002, it's like, what? Like, it does not feel like it. Presentation and visual wise. Control wise, it does feel a little bit. Like it feels like that era of where open world games didn't have like good combat nailed down yet. But that game and the sequel are on the wheel, so they'll come up one day. I mean, some of the games I've put on the PlayStation 2 game wheel aren't necessarily games that I've never played or haven't ranked, but I kind of just want to revisit them as part of that, or it makes more sense to play the original first before a sequel that I haven't played. There's a couple ones like that. I might talk about that when we do the wheel spin. Hang on, let me get my spud gun out. Oh, jeez. Hey, some girls can fight crazy. There we go.
I feel weird. I can't see.
I'm tired of fighting. Just want to shoot y'all.
Come on, do something.
Oh yeah, these are really sizable missions now compared to what we were doing earlier. Oh, hang on. Oh, nice.
I don't think I can beat all of them.
Hang on, Jimmy. You'll see. Hey!
Hey, if you date me now, you'll be able to tell your friends about it in the future when I made it big.
Oh.
You're never gonna get away!
Hey, it worked. I don't know if that's necessarily what I was meant to do there, but hey. I still got the, like, the bottle rocket gun if I need it.
We don't like your kind around.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, enough with the lump.
There we go.
Score.
Nice kind of spuds. Yeah, this is probably the most like Grand Theft Auto mission in this has felt. But yeah, it feels like we're at the end game content now. Also, yeah, playing a you know, Rockstar game of this era, where getting a game over doesn't, like, losing a mission doesn't mean having to, like, go and rebuy weapons and armor, or, like, having to travel too far. Obviously, some missions that's the case, but some of the missions like this, they're actually pretty good about letting you just retry them mid-mission. Heck, they don't even ask, they're just like, hey, just do it again. Whoa, whoa. You know what? I think this is the only time I've done this. Like, balanced on a pipe. But like the whole game, and it's not asked me to do that before. That's funny. Okay, yeah. And I do like the balance system here, that it's more about how you control it more than the game automatically making you like tip one way or the other, like God of War uses in this era.
I'm gonna break your face.
Oh yeah, it's like Craig Marduk.
Let's see what you can do with that. Haha, you're not as strong as you think you are, kid. You're gonna need more help.
Oof. Oh, he's running again. Okay, doesn't look like there's any health items here, unfortunately. Hopefully that will not come back to bite me.
Save yourself. Run. Using a pipe won't help. Come on. Do it.
Oh, clash, clash. Jeez, Edgar, you're fucking crazy. There we go.
You know it's funny.
Taking those pipes. Like no one's business.
You had enough? You want some more? Come on, big guy. You still think messing with me is a good idea? No.
Like you could fucking kill someone with one of those.
Now, what made you think it was a good idea in the first place?
Oh, man. I hate that school. My parents couldn't afford to send me there, and now I'm stuck in this dump of a town. Gary said we'd make them all pay.
Wait a second. Gary? That backstabbing, two-faced sociopath put you up to this?
Of course he did.
I bet he said the two of you would take over the school or something.
I still wish you got to see a bit more of Gary after he betrays you. He basically just disappears from the game outside of like one cutscene where he shows up in front of the preps.
You know, you're all right, Jimmy.
Yeah, okay. See ya.
Bah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's actually now that I've got the townie respect. That high. Duncan. Let's have a look at Duncan so I can get used to what he looks like. Okay. Okay, well I definitely need to get health back. I think after that mission I'm gonna save. Oh.
You better give me that bike. Give me your bike.
What's going on?
Can I take pictures of these guys?
Hey, kid, let me see that bike.
Are you Duncan?
What you doing around here?
What's new?
Okay, you're the boss.
You all right?
We can still be friends, right?
Hey there.
I got a chick to see, kid.
No, you're not Duncan.
Hi.
Hey, man. Staying cool?
What's going on?
I think what you're doing is cool. I just
That
don't
kid's
say
glasses cut my knuckles.
Hey, what's new? Hey, what's up?
I gotta go. Maybe I should go.
I gotta go check on something more important.
Okay. The thing is, I think there is a period where you can get pictures of these guys for the yearbook. Maybe you're only allowed to do it like once you've beaten the story. Hang on. Let me look at the picture again. Maybe there's a picture of like his full outfit.
I
Nope.
need your help, but I don't want no for an answer.
Hang on. White tank top with an orange logo, blue-grey jeans. Okay. What's up?
Hey, kid, I need you to run a delivery for me.
Why, hello, sir.
I ain't much, but I'm
Oh,
better off than
weird.
you.
He wanted me to do something for him and then gave up. I was like, ah, actually, nah. Never mind. There we go. That's Duncan.
You cool?
But he's, wants to ride his bicycle. Oh yeah, get this stuff. Sure, why not? Alright, 70%. Okay, where we gotta go? Alright, just up. It is a bit weird that there aren't any bike sheds in this part of the map. Free. Like, I don't know, it just seems odd to me now that I realise it. Okay, now, you're not Duncan. Duncan has a white tank top. There you go, you're Duncan.
Hey,
What's going on, bro?
sup?
So a guy likes a little something nice. What's the big
I
deal?
got them.
There you go,
just for
Duncan.
you.
You're trying to buy my love? I think it's working. Want to make out with someone around now? I gotta go. They'll be...
Hell yeah.
I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Love is in the air. There we go. It is a bit weird that after you kiss someone, they just follow you. Wow. What edgy graffiti, Jimmy. Alright. Complete mayhem. Oh, hey, Zoe.
What the hell are you doing here?
Looking for you, Zoe. I think I'm in love.
Don't be ridiculous. Haven't you heard?
Heard what, my love?
The school has broken out into a massive fight. Every gang and faction is fighting each other.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta go. How am I gonna deal with this? I'm gonna need
Jimmy,
some
your
serious
heart.
backup.
You're very
Where's
quick
Russell? Where's
to
your buddy Edgar?
to fall for ladies and men.
Slaughterhouse, hiding from the cops. He's worried about going to prison after stealing that bike.
Russell can comprehend prison? Wow. Look, I'll see you later.
Well, what about love?
It'll have to wait, Zoe.
Oh.
Duty calls.
Okay, she was into it though. Funny. She was like, "Hey, wait," and she was like, "Well, hang on now."
How's it going?
I'm all about that love stuff. Lucky we got the skateboard. But yeah, I wonder why there aren't any bike sheds in this part of town. Oh, that actually takes quite a lot of ammo to...
Choices are what you need to work.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. I was hoping you could counter those guys, but no. Alright, well, I tried. Oh, I lost my health boost as well. That's fine.
What the hell?
You better not damage my clothes. You're dead.
Oh, damn.
I'm an excellent boxer, you know. Die like a blind babushka.
Alright, well, I'll leave you guys to it.
Might find a use for that.
I still don't know why I'm collecting the rubber bands for. All I know is I'm collecting them. Okay, I probably just have to run past them. I don't think I can stealth these guys at all.
Jimmy, there you are. I don't know what to do, and I smell like meat.
Oh, don't you just hate it when you smell like meat? Damn, Russell, you're quick too. Oh, all the cops just were like, ah, we're good. Oh, there they are. Whoa.
Where the hell is that little runt? Thanks, Jimmy.
Come on, we gotta get to the school. All hell's breaking loose.
Oh, nice. I think they're just teleporting me to the school.
Hey, Jim, this is your
Oh.
turf. What the hell's going on? The whole place has gone mental.
Yeah, it's your old friend Gary. He's the one causing all the trouble. The kid's a complete psycho, and now he's got the teachers and prefects on his side. So, we run in there, try to stop the fighting, and find a way to deal with Gary.
All right, one question. How are we gonna stop a load of kids from beating the crap out of each other?
It's America. We go in there with threats and bribes until we get what we want. If all else fails, we beat the crap out of everyone. That's why I brought along backup.
Russell likes to hurt people for peace.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then it's
Peace.
a plan.
Oh, Russell, you're too good for us.
Damn! They're locked.
Don't worry, Russell will get it. Grrr! Roar!
Oh.
That kinda hurt.
Edgar, we'll take out the gang leaders.
Probably could have
Without
just
them,
kicked it
Gary's
if you're
got
that strong. Oh yeah, here's our big mission. Okay, where's our 4 places? Oh god, speaking of frame rates.
It doesn't get any better than this.
What the hell are you doing, Johnny? Why are you taking orders from Gary?
Shut up, Jimmy! You left us and everything went down the toilet!
I beat you once, I'll beat you again.
Hey, you're lucky you're ugly to begin with.
Sorry, Johnny. From one Johnny to another Johnny. This hurts me just as much as it hurts you.
Come on, hero. Walk tall, don't ya?
Kiss my fist!
There we go. I was gonna say, it's a bit of this reminds me of how Grand Theft Auto San Andreas ends, where like the entire like Los Santos becomes like a riot area. Feels like they took some of that technology, but oh my god, it barely can. I don't think we're even hitting like 10 frames per second in some instances here. Like, we are straight up dropping down a single digit, I think. Like, luckily, once you get into the buildings, it's fine.
Ted, I need you to help me. Get lost, Jimmy. You ain't nothing. You're just asking for it.
Sweet like candy, you don't want any of this.
You want some more, David? You're liking that, ain't you? Back the hell off. I could go all day. Russell smash! Now this feels good.
Oh.
I'm penetrating your defense.
Go all day. You like that, ain't you? Come on, turn it up a bit. Don't mess with me now.
Oh dear, Russell.
Russell loves to smash things!
I want to help you out, Russell, but I don't want to hit you accidentally.
Don't worry, I'm just messing around.
Oh, whoa, Russell! Russell, whoa! He's in a singularity! He's going to divide into two separate guys. Okay, now he's good.
This'll make me look tough.
I really wish we could recover Russell's health. Doesn't look like we can, sadly.
Now, Russell, man!
Yeah, hopefully we could do like a better job of keeping him alive here.
Someone's here to see you.
Oh, it's the thug. Don't worry, boys. I'll deal with him.
You're getting really tiresome, Darby. Cut it out.
Smash you! Smash you!
My hands are registered weapons.
Give up now. My shirt's getting dirty.
Destroy! Destroy!
Hard my daddy's suit.
Okay, I think I don't have to worry about friendly fire or anything like that. Oh yeah, dead arm him. Okay, last. Oh yeah, good. Start the nerds. The scariest of them all. Oh shit, look at that moose.
Ernest, you nerd! What were you thinking?
You fool! You don't see it! Gary's got a plan! A great plan!
You idiot! Gary's plans are a load of crap! I should know!
You don't get it! My brains and his lack of morals, nothing can stop us!
Whatever! I'm gonna stop you both!
No, Russell!
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll show you!
Hopefully checkpoint. Because I don't have to fight like all 4 of them again. Oh god, okay, we will. Okay, maybe I'm going to use the spud gun a bit to kind of...
Damn! They're locked!
Don't worry, Russell will get
Oh,
it.
you could have checkpointed this a bit better, Devs. Like, I don't need to watch this again.
That kinda hurt.
Edgar, we'll take out the gang leaders. Without them, Gary's got nothing.
Alright. Having to worry about Russell's health makes this a little annoying. But we'll try and spud gun our way through this. Can we skip these? Unfortunately, no.
What the hell are you doing, Johnny?
I noticed these like these kind of not motion capture cutscenes, the ones that are kind of just in engine. Well, they're all in engine. I'm trying to think what you would describe this as. But the ones where they're not like separate cutscenes, they're just, you know, pre-canned animations in the open world. You can't skip those. Okay, that's a pretty good start. Spud gun spam definitely helps. Okay, we're probably going to end up doing this in the same order just because it's the quickest routes.
Ah! This is the best! Ted, I need you to help me. Get lost, Jimmy. You ain't nothing. You're just asking for it.
You ain't bad. You ain't nothing.
Come on, turn it up a bit. I ain't wearing no cuffs.
Oh. Whoops. Okay. Looks like my bottle rockets and other stuff ran out. Come on, pick it up. Oh, they give the students like way more health here as well. Okay, I think Russell's doing way better health-wise though. Oops. Let's just get moving. Oh, spray can. Okay, fair enough.
Hey, Dirk. Someone's here to see you.
Oh, it's the thug. Don't worry, boys. I'll deal with him.
You're getting really tiresome, Darby. Cut it out.
I haven't commented on it yet, but this mission soundtrack is just again highlights like how amazing having like a fully written soundtrack for the game is. Oh, careful. Okay. Yeah, we did a lot better. Even if he's got 50% health, that's way preferable. Oh, oof. God, okay. Never mind. No skateboard. There we go. Here we go.
Ernest, you nerd! What were you thinking?
You fool! You don't see it! Gary's got a plan!
Fucking Gary.
You idiot! Gary's plans are a load of crap! I should know!
You don't get it! My brains and his lack of morals, nothing can stop us!
Whatever! I'm gonna stop you both!
Oh, shit. Okay, good. Where's the last kick gun? Oh. Ironically, they went down really quickly. Despite the fact I lost to them last time. Those explosives were definitely the big cause of trouble, though. There we go. Is this the end?
You're finished, you bunch of bitches! That was incredibly satisfying! Edgar, go help everyone calm down. I've got
Itchy
some
bag.
business with Gary.
Understood. Good luck.
You, what is that in your hand? Weapons are for prefects only. No! Get off my little body!
Oh, okay, he took my slingshot.
Slow down so Russell can smash you!
This song's so cool.
Your attention, please. Jimmy is complete human trash.
Gary, you little bitch! Come out!
James, I've been waiting.
There he is.
Let the games begin.
Seriously, where have you been for the last 10 hours? Like, sure, I get the idea of like, oh yeah, he's behind the scenes, messes stuff up secretly.
Why'd you do it, Gary? Why not? I won! I tricked everyone!
But it's just weird how he disappears. Like, you don't see him.
And the prefects, me.
Especially because he is such like a good villain.
Be sad, but I run your world, moron, and don't you forget it. You did all my dirty work for me, Hopkins. You're like a puppet, only dumber.
Whatever. Let's finish this.
Alright, it's the final fight. Now it's time to end this.
Special delivery.
Oh!
If
If you prove to me one thing this year, it's slow. You'll never catch me, Hopkins. You're too trusting, Jimmy. From the start, you were pathetically naive.
Nice. It's a random poll because I know they want the main developers on this, but there's like a mission in LA Noire that is like surprisingly like this.
Under fire from Russell and his goons, desperate for help. So sad, so hopeless, just needing a friend, any friend. You were so easy to manipulate, Jimmy. And once we were friends, it was all so clear. You had your lust for power, but without intelligence to back it up. Using you as a pawn was so wonderfully obvious. Let Jimmy have his fun. Let him play his childish little games with Ernest. Just wait for the right moment to swoop in and take it all. It was like lining up dominoes. It all fell together so perfectly. While you were off wasting your time with whores like Lola, I was in the dorm planning.
I was studying the blade.
The thing is, if I win, you're just another punk. You win, and you'll be sent away even quicker for beating up the head boy.
Why'd you do it, Gary?
Because I can. Because making little people like you and the morons who run this place eat out of the palm of my hand feels great.
But I never did anything to you.
You would have if I'd given you the chance. Face it, I'm smarter than you.
Oh, congratulations. You're smarter than me. You hate everyone and everyone hates you. Genius.
The head likes me. I tied him up, turned his dumb school into a battleground, got kids expelled unfairly, put several others into therapy, and he still likes me.
You're such a loser.
Well, at least my mom doesn't make her living on her back.
You're dead.
Oh shit.
I can take you, Hopkins.
Get away from me.
I love this clock tower fight. It gives me some goodbye Jojo vibes.
No regrets, Jimmy. Looking forward to the idiot.
Whoa! This is a really cool final encounter, though. Honestly, we got to this a little quicker than I thought we would. But we're gonna like mess around, do some like extra optional stuff before wrapping up.
After you're expelled from here for your antics over the last few weeks, take off.
It's a bit weird they put dialogue there because it's very easy to not hear it all. Oh, nice. Oh, shit.
Smith! I heard the whole thing. You're expelled. Come and untie me, boy.
Yes, sir. Sorry, didn't see you there.
Such a weak kick, Jimmy. What was that?
I think I may have judged you too unfairly, boy. Yes, a little rough around the edges, but you're a diamond, boy. A diamond.
Thank you, sir.
Now take out the trash, would you, Hopkins?
My pleasure.
So it was you who took on this monstrous little...
How
wretch,
exactly
was it?
did the principal here?
Hero, a lone wolf.
Uh-huh. Well, no. To be honest, sir, I did have a lot of help from some friends. Like this girl, Zoe. She got expelled because she complained about Mr. Burton hitting on her.
Burton? Well, he's fired. I hope he rots in hell.
And a guy named Peter Kowalski, good friend of mine.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, well, he keeps quiet. He's kind of shy.
Shy? The boy must be a genius. Why, he should be head of the school.
Pete? Great idea. Now, about that letter to my mother.
What letter?
All wrapped up neatly.
Finally, everything is sorted out, more or less. I mean, I don't want to say we're
Congratulations!
going to live happily ever after or anything like that. But
Congratulations!
life is certainly going to get easier.
Yep, there it is. Rockstar Vancouver. This is an amazing game. This is great. I have so little negatives to say about it. It is so sad that we don't get more experimental out there stuff from Rockstar. Like how much it's just everything goes into Grand Theft Auto Online. Like, yeah, we're getting a new Grand Theft Auto in like a year's time or more. I think it's more likely going to be a year and a half. And they're going to, you know, they'll go their scale, their level of detail. But most of that is still going to be in its online mode. And apparently they've, from what I understand, I think this is something crazy, like it's somehow stuff's going to carry over. I think they're even going to set it up where you can travel, like the old content will still exist somehow. Like you'll be able to go back to Los Santos. I don't know how they're going to make that work. And the file size on that's going to be fucking crazy. Of like having two separate towns. Or is the idea of like the online's not going to be using the new map? I'm surely it is. But it's such a different game. It's so tightly done. There's so much to this like little world they build. It's such an interesting take on, instead of having, you know, the crime open world and kind of just random NPC stuff, like having specific set NPCs and this more kind of like down-to-earth fun take on their writing and things like that. Plus with the presentation, like we're already seeing a little bit where their presentation in some of the PSP stuff, it's kind of funny how some of the stuff that came out of the other Rockstar studios, like not just Rockstar North, but like Rockstar San Diego, Rockstar Leeds, Rockstar Vancouver here, like some of the stuff they were doing here in the PSP GTA game, stuff like that, started to roll more and more into what Grand Theft Auto became. Now granted, Rockstar North still worked in this, and you saw like Sam Houser, Dave Houser was still on, Dan Houser was still on this, and a lot of the other main. Oh man, look at this cast list. Like see, this is such a different idea of what like GTA was at the time. Like every single NPC, like, you know, they don't. There's issues with it. There are limitations. They'll warp NPCs around quite a lot to like populate areas, so people just teleport. Probably some of that is tied to like their original, like using the same engine and tools that they use for the Grand Theft Auto games. So there's probably a limit to how much they could do, but just this attempt of things, and I still insist that what this game is, in a lot of regards, is where the Yakuza games would eventually go. Even though this came out around the same time as the first Yakuza game, that game is very linear and doesn't have a lot to do in the town outside of the missions. Whereas this has a lot more of that, like the kind of like open sandbox hub stuff, of just like all the little side things you can do and the little upgrades they do. But with having like a dynamic NPC system, it's just so cool. It's so cool. Again, well, I was going to say, oh, this is not perfect, but that perfect's kind of a fallacy. It's a term that's used incorrectly so much. But, you know, there are issues with the game. Like I already mentioned, the way the NPC populating tech work means that characters will just, like, warp around the map in a way that doesn't make sense. I would love to see... Obviously, you wouldn't have done this on PlayStation 2 of a game of this scale. But I get why people want to see a new game of this, because I would have loved to have seen an attempt of this that had something like Shenmue's system, where every NPC has their own schedule. And... like, okay, they already hang out in certain places. Yep, in the summer. Let's make a Let's make a hard save here. We'll mess around a little bit more before I rank this, but we'll probably rank this in about 15 minutes and talk about it more. Let's see if we've got any cool outfits we got. Yeah, Red Ninja, the fast food outfit, our PJs. You know, we're gonna wear the Halloween costume. Alright, we've got the picture of Zoe now as well. We've got a lot of the stuff in here, but there is more to unlock in this area. But the most glaring issue with this game is the performance.
Move it along, punk, before I get upset.
Like it really gets rough in places. Like, especially you saw in that final mission there, it got almost unbearable in some places. Like I said, it got close, but it never quite got to that point. Oh yeah, welcome to Street Aram. Yeah, you missed the ending. We're gonna do a little bit of extra stuff around the map, just for funsies, before we rank it, because again, I kind of want to get, you know, judge it not just on beating the game, but like the other content it has. So let's head out into town here. Okay. Alright. Like, there's all the... Also, yeah, it's the reason why the... Well, I forget, is the Steam version based on this, or is it based on Scholarship Edition? Because we do need to talk about the differences between the two. Scholarship, okay. So, Scholarship is interesting. I mean, before this playthrough, I did some research into this, and also just... Sometimes I get recommended random videos.
Why are you wearing your grandmother's shoes here?
What do you mean grandmother's shoes? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because I'm a skeleton. Oh, I get it. Whoops. Should maybe check to see if anyone was around. So Scholarship Edition does have a lot of cool stuff going for it. And does help some of the issues the game has. Like, obviously you got it running on different hardware, so you don't have performance issues necessarily. But yeah, from what I understand, the PC version, you do need a mod. Not even these days, like even in the decade I think it's existed on PC. Is this a go-kart race? Hell yeah. I did want to try one of these street ones. But when it comes to its added content, I've actually heard some kind of mixed things. So, some of the pluses is like, it does, you know, it has extras. But the claim about like, oh, it has this many new story missions, some of it's not necessarily true. Like, one of the quote-unquote story missions is just a cutscene intro to the Gnome Smashing collectible. And a lot of the Christmas missions... Like, you can definitely tell that, like, oh, maybe that was supposed to be, like, a side mission and not, like, part of the main story before it was cut. And I've heard, like, that's mainly not amazing content. I will check it out myself one day, though. It's a series of missions where you help out this, homeless guy who wants to be, like, the Santa for the area. Plus, there's, like, a mission with one of the new teachers, the music teacher, where you play in like the Christmas play. You do like music. But there are some other cool things. Like they add a bunch of new classes, which is a really smart idea. Because there's a lot of teachers you just don't interact with outside of like 1 or 2 missions. I don't remember what all the classes are. I know there's geography. I know there's music. I know there's biology, but there's one more I'm forgetting. But a criticism I've seen is that unlike the main classes that give you perks, stat increases, things like that, they just give you new outfit pieces. So that they are kind of like, again, they're not implemented into the original game's progression very well. It's one of those things where they probably would have had to have like built some newer systems to build unlocks around that weren't just cosmetic. But yeah, like I said, a lot of this is I'm relaying how it's been, you know, some videos about the subject, how it's been explained to me. Like, there are some cool ideas, but it is definitely like, oh, this is content that was like cut and maybe cut not because it was like they didn't finish it in time, but more so cut because they didn't originally, you know, they decided, oh, you know what, we're not going to put this in the actual game. And I think, like, if I was going to kind of add cut mission stuff, I would have... And apparently, like, that's the crazy thing. Like, as good as this game came out, like, there's a lot of stuff got cut. But I think that stuff was, like, less finished. Okay, so... Geography's new, music's new. And biology. I could have swore there was a 4th class that's new. Because oh, maths. Maths isn't in here, is it? Yeah, maths is new, yeah. But like I said, the classes that were added to Scholarship Edition don't give you stats. That it's just outfits, from what I understand. So, you know, like, art class gives you, like, more benefits for, you know, kissing students. The English class, like, gives you better ways to apologize to people when you've, like, you know, got in trouble. The photography class, like, gives you perks around the camera. The gym class gives you, like, upgraded stats and new moves. And the shop class is probably the letdown, where it's just bikes. Because you can buy bikes that are, like, better than most of the bikes you get from the bike shop class. Like, really early in the game. Like, you just have to have the money for it, really, and that's it. It's weirdly easy. Okay. You know what I might do? I might go and find the pirate. I think the pirate's in this version. I don't think he's a Scholarship Edition character. I do think, though, Maths is actually the one class you can only lock yourself out. I wonder if Hat Trick teaches it, and that's why. Though you'd think they would, like, adjust it to let you do it once he gets fired. But yeah, see, that's what I mean by, like, from what I've heard of Scholarship Edition, it doesn't implement, like, the cut content that smoothly. Because usually that's why stuff like that gets cut, where it's like, okay, this needs more work to fix issues like that. And from what I've heard, I think, like, outside of that, Scholarship Edition is reportedly just, like, more buggy in general. Because it's not made by, like, the same dev team. But again, like there are legitimate improvements to it, and I am going to check out the Wii version. You mentioned the Wii version, Iram. I actually do plan on checking that version out. Specifically because it doesn't use the new graphics from the Xbox 360 version, which most people seem to prefer these graphics over that. Okay, so I've got to go along here. I think this is where the pirate is. If not, I'm going to have to look it up. But yeah, I totally understand now why people have wanted a sequel to this for so long. And funny enough, there have been multiple attempts at Rockstar to make a sequel. Like, there have probably been multiple attempts that just, like, did not get off the ground. Where they wouldn't get past, like, the concepting phase. Okay. Let me look at this map. So I think it's here or it's on that island. I always forget about the swimming. You actually only do it once in a mission, I think. I wonder if we can actually get onto this island. Oh, we might not actually be able to get on here. So yeah, maybe it's this island. But yeah, so yeah, again, there are legitimately nice things about the additions to Scholarship Edition, but from what I've heard, it's a mixed bag enough where it both, like, yeah, there are things better about it and there are things worse about it, that I'm comfortable saying, like, okay, I wouldn't say that don't play this version. Because really, again, the main thing holding this version back specifically is the performance. And obviously, 2024, you don't need to play this on real hardware. I do, because I'm crazy enough to have all this original hardware. Oh, interesting, okay. So I've got to get up here somehow. Look, there's the pirate ship. How do I get up there? Oh yeah, you see, like, there's this... Oh, is it here? But yeah, that's your hint about it. Yeah, I don't think we can actually get onto this island. Maybe with glitches you can. But it's funny. This reminds me of some, like, later Rockstar games, like how they actually have hidden things in them. Like there's like the bear cave guy in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you have to go off the beaten path to find that guy.
Look at this.
Okay, that was just for a rubber band. But I swear the pirate's in this version. I don't think he's Scholarship exclusive. Okay. I wonder if the way this map is set out, if you actually aren't able to, like, swim outside of the bounds or not. Okay. Let's head towards the pirate ship. Maybe that's where it is. Oh, Aaron says, I know I said the only ingredients of the Steam version is that you have to mod it to run it. But I mean, it takes less than a minute. I said the mod was designed for Windows 10. Oh, yeah, so might need to be updated again. Oh, Parsec. I need to check it out at some point. I know what Parsec is and how cool it is. Oh, I did not know that Warriors game had co-op, actually. I've messed with it just to see what it's like. It's interesting because it's nothing like any other Rockstar game of this era. Like, it has, like, it has levels that have, like, some amount of freedom in them, but it's its own thing. It's really interesting.
I think I'll keep this.
Okay. Woo!
You had your chance to cool out.
Yeah, here's the pirate. No, this is obviously just one of the students. There we go. Oh, yeah. Urim says, I jokingly call the Warriors game the US equivalent of Yakuza since the combat reminds me of early Yakuza. I can see that. Heck, my hot take on this is that the way this game is structured, because it is essentially like an adventure game with beat-em-up mechanics, and all the like sub-activities and how they increase your stats and the kind of the whole like dating, like giving flowers to girls and getting kisses and that like ups your stats temporarily. This game is also a precursor to like where the Yakuza games went. As much as, because I think it's an early thing where people would misidentify Yakuza as like, oh, this is Japan's take on GTA, which that's not accurate. It's more like Japan's take on this. Okay, I think from here... I'm just gonna go save. But yeah, I wanted to show that at least. Because yeah, there's no mission or objective that points you there. You just have to go out of your way and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go dick around on the map. Oh yeah, it's eager to say Rockstar didn't take inspiration. You know. But you have to remember as well, like, Sega pioneered a lot of what open world gaming was with Shenmue. And though Shenmue is a very different thing because it's more about the schedule and the NPC behavior and the whole, like, investigating thing, there is definitely DNA between the two. I know some people, for some reason, don't really like to admit that for some reason, which I've never got.
What's this?
Nice. Alright. But to me, as someone who, like, can appreciate what Shenmue's doing, but I don't think it ends up with, like, a good product in the end. Though I do want to give the second game a try. I have the Xbox version, but like I mentioned, my Xbox is not working right now. But the thing I insist about Yakuza is Yakuza, like, specifically removes the tedium and some of the weird design choices and the mechanics that are inserted that don't really add to the quality of the experience and makes it like a more fun action romp and is better for it. I think you could make a game like Shenmue that doesn't have the issues of Shenmue, but sadly one hasn't been made as far as I'm aware. Especially not Shenmue 3, oh boy. From what I've looked up and watching playthroughs and like full technical breakdowns of that game is like worse than Shenmue 1. It like takes all the worst qualities of Shenmue 1 and like magnifies them and removes all the good elements. Okay, I'm just curious. I want to see, now that Zoe's in the... Where does Zoe show up at this point? I'm just curious. Okay, characteristics. Okay, this is an interesting thing. During the winter, Zoe adds a black bomber jacket to her outfit, but how would you ever see that? Her school uniform consists of an orange tartan skirt. How would you ever see it, though? Oh, she can be seen as early as Chapter 2 as she participates in the street go-kart races, but she can't be interacted with. So I guess that's the only way that you would see her winter outfit. Yeah, yeah. The winter can only be seen in go-kart races in 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This wiki is both good, but also not very helpful. Because I'm specifically looking up, like, okay, where does Zoe appear in Chapter 6? And they did not help me out there at all. Hold on, let me swap to the school outfit, because you get treated differently when you're in costumes like that. Alright, Aaron says, I tried playing Shenmue 1, but after 30 minutes of the intro cutscene, yeah. It's very slow start, Shenmue, for sure. Oh yeah, and all the stuff around Shenmue 3 and Steam and the Epic thing, God, that was such a bad idea in hindsight. They really fucked so many people over there. I am curious, like, who's specifically to blame for that stuff.
They deserve it for being smart. Is that a new tat?
Sir, hello. You are nasty.
What? Okay. I think that's the first time I've interacted with the janitor.
My breath stink? I hope my breath doesn't stink.
Okay. So yeah. Oh man, I'm missing like quite a few. I've got a lot of the pictures, but you can see I'm missing tons here.
I need a plan, a goal, something to work towards.
Okay. Let's see if I can find this. Okay. Bully, Zoe, Taylor. Hang on. Chapter 6 location. Hold on a sec. I'm just trying to see if I can find a guide that's like, oh, hey, here's how you find. Here's how you find these characters. Mm-hmm. Nope, that doesn't help. All I found is that apparently someone discovered that Zoe Taylor can be seen near the town hospital. But the post is apparently, the text of it's being deleted. But apparently a bunch of NPCs will do that. She says a non-click NPC, so that's why it happens. But apparently it's more of a bug than anything else. It's weird though. Now I can't find any mention of how to find her in this chapter.
Maybe I should abuse my authority.
I think right now the issue is that because it's not...
Can you help me with some... Hey man, can you get me some TP? It's a bit of an emergency.
Yeah, I'll help. One thing I was going to mention is, like, there are so many errands, and they're all unique. Like, they give... It's weird, because they feel like they could be randomly generated, but no, there's, like, tons of them. Also, yeah, I forgot that there's, like, a weird amount of explorable stuff. No one explains it be supposed to wake. I think it's either 3 in-game days after the ending. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that shouldn't take too long. We've already done, I think, at least 1 day. Try to lob the TP into the stall.
Hey, thanks a lot, big guy. She's reading too many romance books.
Hell yeah. Oh no, hey, there she is.
Why is everyone around here so fake? So much boring BS.
There we go.
Heya!
You look good today. Got time?
Jimmy, let's make out.
Nice lip gloss.
Very assertive. Yeah, yeah. Her outfit is very basically the same thing. It is just the skirt's different. But it's the top's like mostly the same, I think.
You do have some uses.
Yeah, it's like it's a okay, it is a different top as well. Her top's like a white tank top, but it's very similar.
I wish so.
I do find it funny that oh yeah, here's chemistry class if I wanted to repeat it. But let's just save. Oh, there goes the frame rate because all the students are coming out of classes now.
Dr. Crabblesnitch is busy.
Hey. How you doing?
May I help you?
I just wanted to chat. Alright.
I have to go make some tea for Dr. Crabble.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Mainly, any of the, like, missions where you would be doing combat, it's never that bad. They're actually pretty optimized when it comes to the frame rate. It's mostly when you're in this part of the school, when you're in the school halls between classes, the frame rate gets bad. Outside, like, the main kind of courtyard area of the school, and some parts of the town if you're, like, on really fast bikes. But actually during missions, it's pretty stable. But, yeah. This is a game where if you know, it's not got too many issues, running it in emulator to get the frame rate at locked 30 is probably your best bet. Alright. Well. Now it's time. Hang on a sec. Make sure I've got this set up. Yep. Okay, give me a sec here. We're going to... Pop! Haha! So, here we are. Here is my PlayStation 2 tier list. Oh, the school riot. So when you were running between the buildings, that was really bad. The frame rate there was like maybe 10 frames or less per second. But as soon as you go in the buildings, it goes to 30. And luckily, all you have to do is like run between the buildings. So again, it's the main drawback. But from what I understand, Scholarship Edition, because I think I even played some of it, I don't think Scholarship Edition on Xbox 360 runs that much better. Because instead of just it being the same game on new hardware, they push like the resolution and some other like graphical effects up. So it ends up kind of splitting the difference and ends up back in where it started. But yes. Hello, my tier list. Ooh. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. Here's my tier list. So one thing I did change on this tier list since the last time we did this, which I believe was when we ranked Destroy All Humans, is over there. Oh, no, they're not low tier. They're not low tier. This tier here is great. Play elsewhere. These are games that are great, but you should not play them on PS2. So I'll explain the tier for people who haven't seen it. So at the top, masterpieces. Some of the greatest games of all time, regardless of where you play them. That's the thing. For most of these, it's like regardless of if they're a multi-platform game or not. In some cases, the PS2 version is the best version, and that is the case of some of the games up there. But we've got masterpieces, and then we've got great games, and then we've got ones that are good, you know, but like don't quite hit that upper echelon. We've got the mid tier, which are games that are like, there's nothing like super wrong with them, but I think as overall experiences, they're just like not that great. And not even just like at the time, but especially now. And then we've got bad but good. And these are games that I think aren't very well made, have tons of issues, but in spite of that, they are very enjoyable. And then below that is the ones that are just bad. These are bad games and they're not fun. Like, you might get some entertainment out of like how bad they are. They're not good in spite of their quality. Any enjoyment is because of just like, hey, what is this game? Like, how did it come out like this? You know, that's why we've got stuff like the like the PS3 to PS2 ports of the Tony Hawk games. We've got Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness, Simpsons Skateboarding, Final Fight Streetwise, DMC2, Dave Mirra's BMX 2, also BMX Triple H, which is technically Dave Mirra's BMX 3, but halfway through development he took his aim off of it, and Durga Cerberus. And then yeah, this tier here are games that are great, and in some cases I would argue masterpieces, but not these versions. Where these versions are just like too compromised, or are in most aspects like the worst version to play. So that's why the Max Payne games are on there, because they're technically impressive that someone managed to port them onto the PlayStation 2 hardware. But in actuality, it's like, yeah, but they compromise the experience too much. And that's why I've got some of the stuff on there. And one thing I did do is in my off time, I re-looked at Killzone 1, which it's a weird thing to say, 50 to 60% of that game I think I have Shadow on my bad tier. Hang on, let me move over because I'm looking at my stream preview and it's too small there. Yeah, I've got Shadow Hedgehog in the just bad tier. But I insist that about 60% of Killzone, the original, is a really good game. But a lot of it's dragged down because when you get to kind of a certain point in the game, the levels get very linear and not very interesting. The main gimmick that there's 4 playable characters and they have, unique paths through levels and unique abilities, when you get to like around the 60% point, they kind of drop that idea, and they're basically all going through the same routes through the levels. Like, yeah, they have different health, they have different starter weapons, and in some cases, like the half Hellgun guy you play as, he has like different handling when using the Hellgun weapons. But at that point, the game gets boring. But I wanted to retry the game on its original hardware, because I realized when I ranked it, I had played the PlayStation 3 HD remaster. I did not remember how badly Killzone ran on original hardware. That game barely runs. It looks amazing, but the frame rate gets unplayable in situations. Like, to the point where it's like, okay, it's eating inputs. I can't aim at things. I can't keep up with the action. Like, that bad. Also, the aiming, I think, was improved in the PS3 remaster. Because it's like, it's both like overly sensitive, but still very weighty. Like, the whole gimmick with Killzone was that they were trying to make it feel as grounded and realistic as possible, which you didn't really see on consoles at the time. But, like, the acceleration on the analog stick is nuts. Like, trying to do precise aiming is so hard in that version. And I think they tuned it for the PS3 version. So if you ever want to go back and play Killzone on original, like the original Killzone, don't play on PlayStation 2. Just get the PS3 remaster. Luckily, PlayStation Store, for the meantime, not being shut down, so you can still buy it on there. And I think when I bought it, it was like $10. Yeah. I would compare that to, like, Crysis era of, like, hey, you know, this is crazy for what the hardware's doing. Oh, you mentioned earlier, Iram, of like, oh, should I play Durga Cerberus? No. No, do not. It doesn't add anything. It only ties up, like, one tiny plot thread from Crisis Core that barely matters. And the overall story is terrible. The new characters are terrible. They don't do enough interesting things with Vincent or any of the other returning characters to make it worth it. And the actual gameplay itself is not good. Is it what happens to No. What happens to Angela is explained in Crisis Core. You're thinking of Genesis, yeah. It kind of. It, like, it's a sequel teaser, basically, that never came out, yeah. He, like, gets recruited into, like, the agency that exists in that game. No, I've forgotten the name of, because it's really forgettable name. Oh, what's the last game in Masterpiece? That's We Love Katamari, or Everybody Loves Katamari, depending on the region. I think it's because, like, the box art is different in every region. So that being said, we need to rank Bully here. Now, this is actually one of the hardest ones to rank, because I really want to put it into the Masterpiece tier. Because none of the gameplay or design issues, I think, take away for just how compelling the story and the characters and the setting is, but also Rockstar's take on this, like, scheduled kind of like NPC sandbox world, and just, like, the style, like the music, the kind of like faux 50s, 60s setting. But the performance in some places hurts the game so much for me. And when I rank this, I do want to rank it fairly of, like, this is how this game plays on original hardware. Because a lot of the games, you could just say, oh, stick it in an emulator, you can run it at 60 FPS using this patch. You can run it in widescreen options that the original didn't have. That's not fair. That's not the games. Or, like, oh, here's this, like, fan hack that modifies some things, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you can tell in some places that there were big ideas that got cut. Like, you know, some of the areas that feel like, hey, you barely go here and there's not much to do. Gary being, like, absent. Like, he's there for the first 2 hours, shows up for, like, one extra cutscene, and then you don't see him till the end of the game. And it's just other characters talking about him. And it's a bit weird, because it's very, like, tell, don't show, when you're supposed to show, don't tell. Having said that, though, you know what? I think I think I have to put it into the masterpiece tier. Like, when I think of the other the other Rockstar games of the era that I've put in this tier, which is San Andreas here, Vice City, I think that's it. As much as I really liked Vice City Stories, there's too much of its like PSP nature left over in the game for me to put it up here. But it was a close one. It should be in here somewhere. I forget where it is. There's Liberty City Stories. There's Vice City Stories there. But like I said, I think the reason why is because the reason why I think I am going to put this in the masterpiece tier list and not put this in the play elsewhere tier list is, as bad as the performance gets, it never got to unplayable. It got really close at the end there. The frame rate in that final mission when you have to run between the buildings, that was unacceptable in some places. But you also don't have to fight. You're literally just running between areas. But it is funny of like, you could have maybe have like taken some MP, like either they should have just not had you run between the buildings, just like have it be cutscenes, or they should have like maybe cut down the amount of NPCs in that part of the game. I don't know. But you know, they're doing something so advanced for the era where like, hey, you have all these NPCs are unique, have unique dialogue, unique voices, unique models, some behavior like kind of unique to their clique. And you're keeping like all that in memory of like, okay, they spawn in this area, they interact with these characters this way and that way. That I don't want to be too harsh on it. And because the Scholarship Edition is like a step forward and a step back in terms of like its improvements and its issues, that's why I don't think I would call it those issues. I mean, yes, you can actually play the PS2 version on PlayStation 4. It's one of the like emulated PS2 games they've added to the service. And I think, you know, if the performance issues were too much for you, then I would say play that version or emulate it yourself. Because unfortunately, unlike on the Xbox consoles, Sony doesn't have the thing where you can put the PS2 disc in the console and then it will just let you play that version. You have to rebuy it. I don't know if you get as much improvements playing the PS2 one on a PS3. And bear in mind, you have to either buy the launch PS3, which are really expensive now, because those ones that ran PS2 games, like physical PS2 games, they didn't sell them for very long. Or you would have to modify your PlayStation 3 so you can install like PS2 backups, which I know you can do, but it's a weird process that's like always changing all the time because of like this weird method where you have to like install patches through websites that constantly keep getting taken down. Yeah, I didn't know some of that PS2 stuff that's on PS3 and PS4, PS5. But yeah, when I was doing research on this, I found out like, oh yeah, there's a PS4 version and it has trophies and stuff. But yeah, in my honest opinion, like this, God, it's so sad how many times Rockstar's reportedly tried to make a sequel to this game and then it just didn't. The project fell apart before it got like out of the pre-production phase. And who knows if, you know, Rockstar Vancouver, much like most of the other branch Rockstar studios, are studios that just work on GTA Online now. And also, like a lot of the creatives from this era that were working at Rockstar North have all gone. They're doing their own things now. And the amount of money that like GTA Online makes, it really feels like if they're not going to make a game of that style, that they can't make an online mode for. Even though Red Dead Redemption Online, you know, didn't get the support it did because it didn't seem to make the same amount of money. it's still there in a potential, you know, there probably are people still feeding currency into that system. And, you know, I don't think they'll do stuff that's of this, like, smaller scale. Because, again, it's, like, as much as the idea is more grander, like, having unique NPCs in all these areas, you know, it is a smaller scale production in other ways. But, again, like, the presentation, having that original score that's dynamic and plays into the missions, the characters are really fun. I do think if you were to make a sequel to Bully, I think you shouldn't set it in high school. Because admittedly, talking about flirting with, like, underage characters and kissing them is always makes you feel uncomfortable. Maybe some people don't. It's a bit weird. It's a bit... But I think the easy solution to that is you just have it set in college or university. Or, like, there you go, solved. Just, there you go, the characters are 18 now. Boom, done. Whatever. But yeah. Now, having said that, the game's done. I do want to check out that Wii version. I don't know if I'm going to stream that or not. Probably not, unless there's, like, anything specific that I end up wanting to show. But, now that we've ranked that, we have to find a new game. So here it is. This is my PS2 game 2-tier list of unplayed games. Now, this is not technically every game. If a game is part of a series, then it only has the series name because we're going to play them in order. But this is currently 168 games. If you count all the sequels, it's probably closer to like 180 to 190, maybe even 200. Oh yeah, different school cast. Yeah. Some people have talked about it being Jimmy older. But well, for one thing, the houses have said that Jimmy was never intended to grow up to be like a actual psychopath like GTA character. And yeah, it would be a bit weird to kind of like have that happy ending and then go back on it. Because you'd have to on the sequel, you know? You'd have to... Either you'd have to move him to a different place and then all the people that he made friends with and like Zoe, who's supposed to basically be his girlfriend at the end of the story, like she'd have to be gone. But so yeah, but we've got tons of games on here. Like yeah, you saw Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil is a game that I've started a playthrough about 3 times, really enjoyed it, and then got distracted. I have like no good excuse. It wasn't because the game was a problem. It was me. It was all me. But yeah, currently this list is in alphabetical order, just the way this wheel maker works. Every so often I have added a couple of games here because I like to load up random PS2 games in my off time and see, actually I would like to put this on the wheel. I actually have an opinion on this. But what we're going to do is we're just going to shuffle it a bunch of times. Just going to click this for like a like about 10 more seconds here. Make it truly as random as possible. Because otherwise it would be spinning in alphabetical order. And that's not what I want. Alright. Oh, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Oh, that's a weird one. That's a super weird one. Okay, I'll talk about what you mentioned there, Iram, in a sec, but oh, here you go. Here's our next one. Here, I'm going to take a screenshot for Twitter. There we go. So yeah, this is one that I was I actually honestly forgot I put this on here. No, Serious Sam Next Encounter is not a PC version. This is a console exclusive game. It takes elements from Serious Sam 2. But it's actually different. I've messed with it a little bit. There's a PS2 and there's also a GameCube version, but I think the GameCube version is not the same game. Though I'm gonna do some research on that. So, an important thing with the wheel is that for some games, if it's evident enough that like, okay, the PS2 version is either... Actually, no. In some cases, I want to play the PS2 versions because I have an idea that, like, those versions are bad, or there's something about them I want to showcase. But for some games, we might end up looking at HD remasters or, like, the version running on original Xbox, because in some cases, the differences between multi-platform games are, like, minute. Like, there's not enough differences that I strictly, like, okay, you have to play this version. Oh, so people have modded the next encounter to the PC version. Okay, that's cool then. But yeah, like this has a slightly different art style than the PC versions. Like, it's got, like, cel-shaded, like, American graphic novel comic book style. It's a weird one. I don't know how long it is. We won't get to it immediately. I don't think we're going to start this next week or on the weekend. I think on the weekend I want to do, like, a one-off, like maybe do a PlayStation grab bag or something else like that. I have to think. But yeah, this will be the next game. I do want to do the research into what the differences between the PS2 and the GameCube versions are. But from what I understand, they are not exactly the same game. Even though they have the same name, I believe they're actually made by different developers. But I've messed with Serious Sam over the years, but I've never really beat a Serious Sam game all the way through. And I have a bit of a fascination with these PC to console conversions of this era. Like, nowadays, that's not really a thing. Heck, it's even rare to get PC exclusive releases anymore. But this was the era where there was no way to just make the original game on PS2. And if you did, you would basically be porting the game over to, like, a new engine, which is some of the cases of, like, No One Lives Forever, I forgot, Red Faction, you know, where it's like, oh, they would be those versions, but they'd be compromised, but they would have weird, interesting changes, like, No One Lives Forever, actually has, like, unique, higher poly, like, character models compared to the PC version. And it's also weird where the sniper rifle that you start with doesn't have a scope in the PS2 version. Probably because the way the auto-lock works, it seemed pointless. But it's still just weird. And Half-Life PS2, which I played way back in the Scuff era, has, like, a bunch of unique models and textures and modified levels to kind of work with the hardware and improve things. This is going to be an interesting one. Because it is such a... Like, when you think PlayStation 2, you don't think this game. But I looked at it enough where I'm like, okay, this is interesting. There's something about this I would want to showcase. And I think it's, like, one of the only ones. I do own a ton of the Serious Sam games on PC, but I forget which ones I have. I have a random assortment. I think I have, like, all the originals and some of the, like, remaster or, like, collection ones, but I might be missing some stuff. But I've definitely, like, I think I did do some co-op at some point in Serious Sam. There we go. Let's get back to chatting here. Yeah, pretty tremendous game. If you've never played it, give it a try. You definitely don't need to have much interest in Grand Theft Auto to try it, because it is so much its own beast. I can't recommend this game enough. And yeah, maybe the scholarship version will be more your stuff. Your best thing to do is, I'd have to find it, but there's a video I watched that kind of explained, like, hey, why the scholarship edition is in some cases a worse game. And kind of look at that video and then obviously not just believe the video off the bat, like, make your judgment on if you agree with the arguments being made. And you know, as Aaron mentioned, getting into, like, the PC version and some of the other versions, you're going to have to do some work there because they can have tons of issues. Oh, funny enough, I got the Night Dive Turok Trilogy remasters on Steam recently. It was in, like, a humble sale at a really good price. I don't know if I'd ever stream those because I didn't really grow up with Nintendo 64. I have one I brought off my sister, but legitimately the only Nintendo 64 game I ever played in the 90s was just GoldenEye. And it was only like once I did multiplayer with my sister. But that was it. I was a PlayStation 1 kid at the time. 100%. Alright. Our games ranked. School saved. We've got our new game, which, like I said, we'll get onto that at some point. But what's coming up next? So on Thursday we'll be back with Resident Evil 0 HD with the item box mod. Though I need to load that game up because I remember when I finished last time, I wasn't quite sure what I was supposed to do next. And it's been a week, so I've completely forgot. So I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or like before I go live on Thursday. I'm going to load it up and just figure out, okay, what am I actually supposed to be doing right now? But we'll be continuing with that on Thursday. I'm not sure about Saturday yet. Saturday I've got to figure out. I've really got to get that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 VOD sorted. It's almost done. I really want to record something fun for it. Because that's going to be a restream. I'm just going to be in the chat, like, watching with people. But there's just an outro thing I need to record for that. Which I might try and do tomorrow or Thursday. I have to figure out. But keep an eye out on my Twitter, @JohnnyBaghead, where if I know what I'm going to do Saturday before Saturday, I'll mention there. I'll try and post it on my Blue Sky as well, because I'm bad about posting on there. That's also @JohnnyBaghead. If you've not seen it yet, I put a highlight video out about a week ago from my early Scuff era streaming days, back from like 2022. You can find that. The channel name is Johnny Baghead, but it's got spaces because of it's an old channel and the way you have to rename them. But you can find it linked on my Twitch page where it says like, oh, here's where my non-VOD channel is. And obviously, the VOD channel @JohnnyBaghead VODS is where you can find the old streams. Turns out, I'm pretty sure uploading VODs that have the word bully in the title suppresses the shit out of it, because the channel doesn't like blow up or anything. And again, it's there mostly for archival legacy purposes. But the bully videos are being like fed to no one. Like, some of those videos have been on that channel for like a couple of weeks and still don't have any views. And I haven't had videos perform that bad on the VOD channel since the Scuff era. But I think YouTube just suppresses them. So putting coverage out for this game nowadays must be a fucking nightmare. Because it's just looking at the name Bully, and it's going like, we're not going to show anyone this. Even though this is tagged as gaming content, and I'm specifically saying it's a video about the video game Bully, because you can say game and pick the game it's about. I don't think it's being shown to people. But yeah, if you've missed any parts and you don't want to watch them on Twitch, all the past parts are up on the YouTube channel. Even if you're subscribed and you haven't seen them, they are up on there. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick look, but I don't think anyone is live right now that I typically raid into. Let's have a quick check. Nah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize how quick we'd get through the end of the game. So we're just going to wrap up here. Oh yeah, the UK name, Canis Canamedit. The thing is like, I bet some places are just like, we don't know what that means. We've never heard of that. It's hilarious, by the way. The original UK release is called Canis Canamedit, but the Wii and Xbox 360 version is called Bully in the UK. They like got over it in the 2 years. Look, I said this earlier. I'm going to say this before I wrap up. Calling the game Bully, outside of the like attention grabbing, like moral panic stuff that kind of is just good publicity for Rockstar, was terrible because it doesn't actually describe the game properly. Because it literally made non-gamers and even some gamers think the game was about being a bully, and that's literally not what the game's about. Like, yes, you can randomly bully students, but it's not good. It only hurts you, much like you know, random attacking stuff in Grand Theft Auto games gets you in trouble with the police. I don't know what would have been a better name. Canis Canem Edit is not a good name, if I'm real. It's fucking Latin. It probably should have been called something like Ballsworth Academy or something like that. I don't know. That was 15 years ago or some shit, so who cares anymore? Actually, guys, more than that. It's actually 18 years away from the release of this game. Damn. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap up now. Have a little snacky. I've got a naked bar here. Coconut naked bar. Yum, 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 yum. Ah, yum, yum. I'm going to eat off stream now. Don't look at me. Don't look. But yeah, I'll see you Thursday for some Resident Evil 0. Some good old survival horror stuff. My bread and butter. My comfort games. And yeah. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Shabba-la-bye.